Diving into the new No Man's Sky Outlaws update for the first time? And you're looking for a little bit of guidance on how to manage the new features within this new update? This video will cover a majority of the topics that you're looking for, and will get you the good details that you need right here in the LZ. You have smuggled yourself into the LZ. So good to have you. And in today's video, we're going to detail 8 different topics on how to get the full experience from the Outlaws update. Check the chapters in the video down below to manage the one that you're looking for. And of course, if the video was useful for you, please like and subscribe and comment down below. We'd love to have that. Today's topics are going to be the following. Maybe you're looking to find how to locate an Outlaw star system. How do you get a hold of one of those fancy new solar ships? How do you find Outlaw space stations and what can you do there? Outlaws came with capes and hoods. How do I get those? Outlaws comes with an actual quest called the Voice of Freedom. We'll tell you how to start that quest. You might be asking how to manage your squadron and your wingmen, a little bit of information about smuggling, and of course, some combat tips for some of the new refreshed combat stuff with this update. So why don't we go ahead and get started? Firstly, how do I tell that a star system is an outlawed system? Other than by finding one of these star systems by chance, there is a way to tell that a star system is outlawed, or really tell that a star system is really anything. When you're in the galactic map, you can expand the menu on any one of the stars that you're highlighting. You can see which race predominantly occupies that star system, economic information, combat information, and if the menu for that star lists it as outlawed with a skull icon, that's exactly where you want to go. As a matter of fact, that skull icon comes with a lot of the general direction for not only finding these star systems, but also along the Voice of Freedom quest that we'll talk about here momentarily. This is also where you'll find your outlawed space station. Outlawed space stations are a variation of space station, but clearly a little more dark and dingy. It's at these space stations that you can do a number of new tasks that you couldn't do in No Man's Sky before. Things like buying materials for smuggling, contraband upgrades, and new outlaw missions are all present right here. Particularly, it's these missions where you can go and find all kinds of new types of contraband that you can sell in other star systems and make a lot of money. And aside from these outlaw space stations, this is predominantly the place where you will find the brand new solar ship type that came with the Outlaw update. If you're in an outlaw star system and you're at a space station that is outlawed, this is where you're going to see these ships landing. But there's an even better place. If you're in an outlaw star system and you have an economy scanner, you can use that scanner to find a trading post on any one of the planets in said star system. And once you land on this particular trading post, a flood of ships will come behind you. A good percentage of these ships will be the new solar ship type. If you scan the ships from there, you can see the ship's rating. And if you don't quite find the rating or the color or the build that you quite like, simply reload your save. The game will remix the RNG just a tad, giving you a brand new load of ships to pick from. Wash, rinse, and repeat to get the one that you like, or find a different outlaw system that might have better ratings and better builds. The next question we'll ask is, the Outlaws update came with capes and hoods. How do I do this exactly? It's actually easier than I thought, but a little difficult to find at first. All space stations come with a customization station. It's there that you can change your helmets, backpacks, and things like that. If you navigate to one of these stations, that station will give you, under the backpack category, a subcategory that says capes. You will get at least one cape by default, and you're able to change the color of that cape to suit your style. As far as the hoods go, so far the Outlaws update only comes with one hood, and you will need to participate in the Voice of Freedom quest to get that hood. So with that said, knowing that the Outlaws update comes with the Voice of Freedom quest, how do I initiate this quest? It isn't very explicitly stated, but in order to start the Voice of Freedom quest, you will need to be in a non-outlawed system. So any regularly regulated star system will do. Point your ship to the stars and pulse in that direction for an immeasurable amount of time. It may not happen on the first pulse, but just simply keep pulsing until a radio signal comes in. From there, from the quick menu, you can pick that transmission and it will allow you to stop when it comes up. From there, you'll find just a floating ship abandoned in the middle of nowhere. It is from here that you would start this quest. Simply follow the skull icon from there and you will eventually unlock some really cool stuff, including the hood that we talked about a moment ago. The next big question, and this took a little bit of time for me to figure out as well, but the Outlaws update came with Squadrons and Wingmen. You might have already been playing this update and found a ship landing in either a trading post or a space station and with the capability of recruiting that pilot as a wingman. But of course, when you try to do that, it tells you that you either have no freighter or your squad is full. What that message really means to say is that yes, for one, you must have a freighter, and then two, just like with your companions, you need to buy the initial slot and can only own up to 4 slots for wingmen to occupy. To open up the first slot, you must be on your freighter, engage a panel on the bridge, and lastly, pay for that first slot in nanites in order to open it up. Then you can recruit your first wingman. From there, if you don't already have the nanites to buy the other 4 or 3 slots, you'll maybe need to do a little grinding to get that before you can open those up. And then finally, when we're down to smuggling, real easy, when you're on an outlaw space station, it would be good to buy some of that contraband. Now that ships have an expanded cargo hold for you to throw all of that stuff in. This stuff can be pretty expensive, but if you pay attention to how much it costs when you buy it versus how much it gives you when you sell it, if you have the right materials and you're at a pretty good economically sound space or star system, you can sell it for a profit. For example, in one star system, Outlaw star system, I bought 6 million units worth of materials that were contraband, but got 12 million back when I sold it at a regulated star system. Just be careful, if you're in a regulated star system with contraband, authorities could seek you out, track you down, and hunt you down and take you down if you have these illegal materials. And then of course, finally, combat. With the Outlaws update came an overhaul to the combat in the way of how they deal with shields and weapons. Each enemy starship now comes with a shield that you need to pop before you can do damage to that shield, and these shields do regenerate. Before Outlaws, you could just pick whatever weapon you want and they just simply did a different type of damage and did that damage in different ways. Now with this update, the varying types of weapons will do different activities, like say melting the shield away faster, allowing you to do damage with a different weapon entirely. Of course, try your different combinations to get the type of feel that you like. Upgrade those weapons on your ship like you normally would before Outlaws. And there's a little more diversity in how you take out your enemies in space. And with that said, I hope this video was useful. And again, if it was, I would appreciate a like, and come see us in the future here in the LZ, and see you in the next one.